welcome to each and every one of you. Excited to be here before each and every one of you on tonight. Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist and your wealth mentor, is here before you on tonight. I am super duper excited, super elated at just the opportunity to share with you content, information that can revolutionize your lives. So again, thank you so very much. And I know right now we're live with this show on Facebook. We're live also on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, LeadershipTKOStation.com's website. And so welcome aboard, everyone. And so if you're not familiar with this particular show, here's what I will tell you. This show, we go live with it every single evening, somewhere around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes a little before, sometimes a little bit after 9. But we're here before 9 because we have a wealth presentation going on at 9 o'clock that I really would love many of you to be a part of, or at least to view, because it really goes hand in hand with the topic matter that I'm going to really transition into in just a couple of moments. But here is the mission. Here is really the focus of the Leadership TKO Night Show. It really is created to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. That is what it's truly all about here with the show. And so I want to thank and recognize, of course, all of you who are in the Facebook world, right? Those of you who are tuning in by way of podcasts, or all of my listeners on, who are listening in through Apple devices, and those of you who are on other platforms out there around the world, because I know that the audience is widespread. So for those of you outside of the U.S., like you're in Australia, or perhaps you're in Italy, or you're in Hungary or Norway, there are so many people who tunes into the show. And so I thank you on behalf of all of the team members that I have on board that helps to put this out there. Thank you so very much for your listenership, for those of you who download the podcast consistently and you listen into the content. I'm really going to share with you a little bit about me, my life, because I know many of you, depending on where you are, it could be Friday already. I know right now it's about 8:38 p.m. here in Chesapeake, Virginia, within the US of A. Now, if you see the topic matter, you probably have an idea as to what this is going to really focus on. Most people in the world, let's just put it that way, they know the big day on the 14th. It is Valentine's Day, for what some people call it. And I'm just going to give you a little insight because, sometimes we use that word love haphazardly. We just use it really lightly, but we really need to take it a little more seriously. Okay? How far do we go? How far are we willing to go in the name of love? Like, what action? Because here's the thing. Love is an action. Some people think, love is just this grandeur thing. Some people use it really lightly. But love truly is an action. And so I'm going to give you an example of this because many of you don't know my story. You don't know, how my husband and I met, right? And so we met, of course, many, many years ago, about 2001. And he was in the Army. And I was in college. I was actually at Penn State University at this particular time. And so here I am, young girl from the inner city, going way out there in the suburbs, right, in Pennsylvania, away from my family that I'm so used to, right? I'm a family girl. We have a big family. And so traveling a little ways away from my family and being in school at that time, it was really different. But lo and behold, somewhere around 2000 and 2001, I was online and I was on a website, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I was actually on Excite.com, and it was an African American chat room. Okay, my husband might kill me for telling this story again, but I was in the African American chat room, and we just started talking. And of course, it gradually progressed, and then we got on the phone and started talking. And then, of course, we spent many, many nights talking on the phone, him in the Army. And, of course, sometimes he would have PT, where it's like physical training, and he would have to get up in the wee hours of the morning, but yet he's still on the phone with me. We're falling asleep on the phone at this particular point. And, we're just getting to know one another with me being in college. And then, of course, gradually over the years, we're dating long distance, mind you, because he is in the Army in Oklahoma, Fort Sill. And I am in Pennsylvania. So here we are, we're visiting each other. He primarily visiting me, right, in Pennsylvania, because at the time my mom was like, stay focused on the books, right? Go figure, okay? And so here I am, of course, studying and doing what I need to do to get through school. I'm graduating at this particular point, and during this time of me going back to New Jersey, where I grew up and was raised, you know, something really clicked where I really began to see the price that my husband now was willing to pay because he began to express his love in action. Let me share with you something that really stood out to me the most. What really stood out to me the most, okay, was the very fact that he drove. Now, he didn't take a flight. He didn't get on a plane. He drove from Oklahoma to New Jersey. Now, mind you, along this journey, it wasn't an easy one because he did get tired many times. Okay, many times. He actually had gotten into a small accident, got into another car, and proceeded to come and see me still in New Jersey. He did not give up in the trip, like en route, knowing that all these things, these hurdles were going to come about. He continued the journey. He was willing to go the journey, go the distance to be able to come see me, to be able to meet my mother and my family, right? Because it was really important to him. And really, that demonstrated also, in other various ways he did it too, but demonstrated his love for me and his very ability to go the distance, not allowing situations and circumstances to stop him, but he continued to go the distance. And that's love. Of course, that was the price. That was the distance he was willing to pay for me to be able to continue courting him, right? Dating, right? And eventually getting married. And so here is what the reason why I shared this story. Because when it comes to various other areas in our lives, we have to think about this in terms of the price that we're willing to pay to ensure that our family and those who are closest to us have a better life. Really being able to express our love in action to our family and those closest to us. And we all know that in order for us to really thrive and to do the things that we love to do in life, we have to have cash flow. We have to have the resources readily available to make this happen. And so how do you do this? How do you express your love, your devotion for your family and those who are closest to you so that they can also have a better life? And I began to think about that thing, even when, of course, after my husband and I, we got married, we thought about this in terms of our children. How do we express our love for our children so that they can have a better life? So that they're not struggling and following the same path that the world predestined for them to follow. You see, the school system is designed for kids to go to college or get a job and quote unquote live the dream. Well, that is so false. It really is not a dream. It is a nightmare. Okay? It is a nightmare to go to school, give up most of your life in school to slave at somebody else's job, making somebody else wealthy. And then, of course, thinking that you're going to be able to leave and live the American dream and retire, only to find out that you may have to get another job, start another career in the latter stages of your life. That is not living, my friend, and that is not love. Love is putting your family in position so that they don't have to struggle. Love is knowing that there are solutions out there and having your mind open and willing to learn. Yes, schooling and education, very important, but here's what I want to emphasize. Schools do not prepare you to understand how to manage money, how to grow your money, how to have money working for you, because the teachers and the professors don't know at all themselves. So they cannot teach you something that they don't know and that they're not really truly emphasizing in their lives. Most of them probably have assets connected to the dollar. And that, I can go on that for days. I can talk about that for days, how the dollar is not money. It stopped being money in 1971 when it was disconnected from a physical asset called gold. So many of the professors out there teaching these students to do the very same thing get a job so that you can work to receive something that's counterfeit money. It's a huge scam, everybody. A huge scam. Only to know that you're going to not have anything to show for it many, many years down the line. Most people graduating from school still paying off their loans. In their later stages of their life, still paying off school loans. It's a scam and it's a trap. You need to express your love and help those that you know by you yourself getting in position so that you don't have to keep working until you die. And I'm so grateful that I had an open mind. My husband and we had an open mind to hear something refreshing and new shared by my cousin, Mr. Matthew Taylor. And he shared it with us. Now, of course, I know I probably could have took action a little bit quicker, but I'm glad that I still had an open mind to see it. It's another thing to hear it, but you got to really see the depth of it, the potential of it. And so we saw it, we became an advocate of it, and so now we realize that it's not something that we were necessarily seeking after, but it was really seeking after us. And we're so glad that we took advantage of this, because now at this time, we can honestly say that we express our love for our children by having a system in place that's going to help them so that they would never need to work a job ever. They would never need to know what it means to pick up a job application online or anywhere. They would never need to work for anyone else because they're going to have that cash flow coming in. They're going to be sleeping peacefully knowing that there is cash flow coming in, whether they're playing, whether they're going outside and having fun, whether they're whatever it is they're doing. They know that they have cash flow coming in. They're going to be able to pursue their passion and their dreams without the issue of a lack of money and a lack of time, which many people today struggle with. I know many people out there just like, I don't have the time to go out and do this. I got my job that's really hindering me. Or I might hear things like, I really don't have the money to go and do the things that I love. Well, how about you solve for that lack of money issue? Solve for that lack of time issue so you can do the things that you love to do when you want to do it, because money would no longer be an issue. Love yourself enough, love your kids enough to put a plan in place, to even open up your mind, even now as I'm talking with you, to learn about an amazing money system. There is a money system out there, a money system connected to an e-commerce company where it enables you to receive financial education. You can learn about how you can actually exchange liability dollars. That's right. We're talking about this. This is a liability. Okay. This right here, this paper is a liability. It's a debt note. It has a value of about 5 cents. So you can exchange this liability, right? Of course, perhaps you might want to add, 5 to it, because technically it's about what? $6. Okay. It's about $6, right? So you would exchange that for this. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I put it down so you all can see it. For this right here, this is actually gold. This is cash gold. This is an asset. This is something that can be passed on to my children and will be passed on to my children, because we know that gold, which is what is embedded in the middle of that, is an asset. It's 24 karat physical gold. All right. And gold is treated as money all around the world. And so becoming educated about assets such as that, and it doesn't stop there. The system teaches you not just about gold, but about cryptocurrency that is actually connected to gold. Yes, it has stability. And it is nothing better than what we're doing now, because we're connected to amazing mentors around the world. Mentors who have been doing this for decades. Mentors who have retired their spouses and their children. Mentors who have exited their jobs, transitioned from their jobs in 103 days after having a 6-figure salary and being a mortgage banker over 3 branches. There is nothing better than really plugging into something that works, that brings in the cash flow when we're sleeping. And that's what's happening right now with this amazing system. When we're laying our heads down at night, we know that we are getting paid while we sleep. We know we're in a better position because we had an open mind and we're willing to learn. The truth of the matter is, like my coach, Mr. Dalco, had said earlier today, everyone will need a network marketing opportunity. Everyone. Because at one point or another, you're going to need to learn how to leverage the efforts of other people. If you don't learn, you're going to keep working until you die. So whether you have a choice to make, are you going to continue to work until you pass on? Or are you going to leverage the efforts of other people so that you can truly live life and enjoy these years that you have left on the earth? Do you love yourself? Do you love and want to really walk in your purpose and your passion? Do you love your children? Do you love your family? If you love yourself, walk in your purpose. Give yourself time freedom. Give yourself financial freedom. If you love your children, give them financial freedom. And freedom is found in the system connected to an amazing company. You already see it right here, Karatbars. That is the company. And I want to definitely encourage you to inquire. So for those of you who are watching, whether it be on YouTube, you're watching perhaps on Facebook or any other platform, I encourage you, inquire, ask questions, because it's all about sharing. I'm simply sharing information with you today. And the person that shared this on their timeline or another platform, they cared enough to share it. So I want to encourage you to get back with them and ask them about the system. Let them know that you want information. You want freedom. And you want to express your love. You want to go the distance and express your love for yourself and for your family and those who are closest to you. So I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for watching. Here is what I do want to share. Learn more about the system because we do have a wealth presentation taking place in about 7 or 8 minutes from now, because it is a Thursday. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do have a wealth presentation that's shared, actually streamed on Facebook, but we hold it using the Zoom platform at goldrocks.info. So if you have Zoom downloaded, you can definitely head on over to goldrocks.info. It is a website address. It'll take you right to where the presentation will be on that platform. Or you can wait for the stream. And I'm quite sure one of my partners are going to be doing a watch party, and you can view the presentation online. So again, I thank you so very much for your time. Stay tuned for more information regarding the wealth presentation as it's connected to Karatbars and this amazing wealth system. So we'll be back for the next episode, though, of the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. We'll be back tomorrow night around 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some more fresh content. Now remember, Fridays and Saturdays are only audio days, so you won't see any video, okay? No video, unless it's a special occasion. So until then, I do encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, and God bless.